Hello Blender folks, welcome and welcome back. This is Gnomes and this is another day of weekday of streaming, world building or character rigging, and we're done with the mouth rig. It's not completed, but it works. I know already, so that's very satisfying. So let's say the bizarre experimental part is sort of solved, so I've concluded something extremely important for rigging is that yes, even on a cartoon character like that with more sharp shapes on the muzzle region and whatever, if we do certain things, the universal sonic mouth rig will be adaptable. It will work well enough. So that means that we can indeed reproduce 2D-ish like facial expressions with using that rig on even a character like this one, a character design like this one, with sharp edges, sharp angular features. It's more difficult, but it is feasible. It is just that I need to make a tutorial about that sometime soon. But in order to complete that tutorial, I'll have to at least the proof of concept of everything that I mostly wanted is done. So essentially I just need to make all these improvements here and probably more. And so by doing this, I'll be able to know what, in little more details, what is the good steps, the wrong steps, and that will make a very good tutorial that I can share. Yes. So this may be for not immediately, maybe by the end of December, maybe I could start that project, because by then probably there's a chance I can solve all that. It all depends on all the other things that will be going on. Let me get my own soundtrack here, folks. Feel free to, there's a playlist of Mass Effect, so it's in on my channel. It's just a soundtrack playlist. This is a game, right? A RPG, sci-fi-ish game of old school now. No, not exactly. This is like 10 years old, a little more maybe. This by the two, but the soundtrack, some are cool too. Okay, so it's copyright. I believe I cannot share it here. So I'm listening on my own. Let's go back here, folks. So the body thing, yeah, I have made a pose here just to play a little with the rig. So basically, because this one's reward you can get by rigging character, right, folks? Posing if you are an animator, even animating, right? And if you're not an animator, try to animate maybe. Anyways, what I'm doing here. So there are things for the body that I want to retake, like improve generic body wave paint. So, oh yeah, there's something in the arms, hands, face, thing that were just remaining. The face is like not details of the face, yeah, but whole face, head stuff, arms, hands. Okay, so the more about the upper torso. There's something about the armpit, scapula, helper, bones, armature deform, corrective methods or improving methods for the. So there's a guy who is a specialist in this, Philo Vivero. He has a YouTube channel, and he also has courses on this armature deform rigs. Right now, he's able to make very good armature deform rigs. Something that I can't reproduce on my methods. I don't have as much experience, but what I know is that, yeah, I'm more in a simplifying approach. And I think, yeah, so there was something very surprising I've seen that we're exchanging some ideas in one of his Discord channel, by the way, and If you're interested, I can invite you there anyways. Just send me a message or chat anyways. But what he can do with his characters now, for the leg splitting, this kind of even nearly contortionist poses, it's kind of much impressive. And considering that his approach to rigging is armature deformed, it's very complicated, right? That he was able to reach that level that recently, I think, in compared to a couple of years ago, right? It is much interesting. So I'd really like to know how he has achieved that. But this will be not for now, folks. So basically, my objective is making things more elegant. So quality and efficiency in the making process. I want simple, let's say. I want easier to achieve solutions, thus elegant, that work, right? Thus elegant. So this is a concept of elegance in this case. So okay, so there is these regular bones, helper bones. Yeah, we are already doing this, some armpit, scapula. I have these helper systems here. Let's show you what this is about. It's just not completed yet here. So, and yeah, for the boobs there are these physics bones, but this is not yet working properly. I have to check. Anyways, this is a scapula. There's a scapula too, and yeah, so this is a simplified version, of course. This is a cartoon character. It doesn't need accurate anatomical features, although it can have, like I was building something here for the clavicle, a bit more accurate. So I used to make some helper bone for the smoothness of the armpit. Maybe now it will not be necessary, we'll see. And there are some things on the shoulders rig that I need to address, but in principle, some good opportunity to test the combined armature deformed solutions. But you see, right now I need to fix some artifacts on the face. This is happening just because I made a mistake in the recently. I was changing the rig setup and even made some highlights, and that seems to have broken the rig. And now you see nothing is really working very well. I started seeing this because of the eyebrow. So this is purely some stupid thing that I've done, that I was trying something new and thought that it worked until I reposed the head. So, and that messed up because I haven't made the proper testing, right? So it's something about, maybe it's not, yeah, so the head, the bones are moving because of some strange parenting interaction. Oh, I see something interesting here. Yeah, so the idea here is simple, folks. I don't want the parentings here for this bone. This is a control main bone for the face, but if those things don't have a specific automation, like proportional posing, this very crude posing, and I sort of think that this is very crude. I think this is garbage, actually. So it's like lazy rig, and for a character design this is horrible, because then you have to, okay, pose that, then you just destroy the pose, right? I think this is not good. So my mistake was probably that I tried to reparent everything there. And you see this bone here is parented, we'll see here, right? And so I will have to readdress this in a smarter way. Now I'm not constrained, let's say like that, to the melt rig madness, so I can focus here a little more. So okay, so all these bones, you see, they are simply parent to the head, which seems to be correct for me. But then I've got something obnoxious here, so that I would have simplified rig. Yeah, so I was trying to simplify the rig and I messed up. This parenting is not just because of this is bad, it's because then I was sort of forced to make some adaptations to the automation setup, the proportional posing, and that of eyelids bones, control bones, of the eye hole control bones, and even this forehead control bones, and even cheek, which is this part here. So I probably need a better, so all this is messed up. I need to something about this local parent. So this stuff didn't work out, because now they are, it's sort, they are getting double transforms, I think. Yeah, very awkward. There is something strange here. Hold on. Ah, there are different targets. So actually I see what might be going wrong here, folks. I've made just a crude mistake in which many of the bones of the face, they are targeting the wrong. Yeah, for example, is the deaf head. Is the deaf head, is not the control I key head. Wow. Yeah, so this is a brutal mistake. That can cost some confusion, some time, right? Dev head, control I key head. Yeah. So that's it. Let's make the highlight here. So I'm gonna hide here. Then we get the master controller. And we have screencast keys, and we have what I'm looking for, the control face. All right, let's make a highlight here, folks. I hope not be repeating too much stuff. So folks, here thing to be aware of in facial rigging, because many things can go wrong, of course. And here's just one example. I was remaking the parenting here on this eyes, the integrated eyes rig, and turns out that my strategy here was sort of lazy, so I've got an automation set up with this copy transforms, bone constraints. This like a proportional posing, akin to proportional editing. So I have some content, made some content about that. But then the problem is that I forgot to create these main bones, you see, and because I was in a hurry to adapt, so I've just changed the parent of these bones. Instead of the head, right, the head bone, then instead they go to this. So that will mean that I could take off all the bone constraints from this middle bones here in the hierarchy. Those are eye hole bones, so they control some bendy bone splines, which are all on the contour of the eye hole, right? Not the eye contour, but the eye hole contour, let's say. So this cavity in the skull, right, for the eyeballs to fit, or the whatever, the eyes to fit. Then the problem is that my laziness caused, or not laziness, but the fact that I was in a hurry made that I just reparent these bones to straight into these control main bones here, and took off all the, actually transferred all the bone constraints to other bones that would then intake this automation, and those other bones would be then parented to the head. But look what the madness that I did. I was trying to figure out, oh, maybe I've messed up I've just found out something was wrong because I started posing the head of the character, and then I saw that something, or the character more than the certain features, I started to realize something was deeply wrong. So you need to make those body tests sometimes, or the facial rig. So look at the madness that I've made here. I've actually, you see that this is the head bone, and this is the master or control I key head bone. So they are different. So this is control here, and that what happens that accidentally in the hurriness, if that word exists, I just got some parents crossed here. Usually the ideal is to parent directly to the deformed head bone, at least that has been my practice. So all these little bones here which control certain facial features, you see, they are parent to the actual master I key, right? Control I key for the head. This is not a I key bone constraint, by the way. It's not an I key target. I'm just using some pretty cool pose options, auto I key options. So, but this is not the topic here, folks. You need a connected chain of F key chain to do this auto I key option, by the way. So it works very well for the spine. Then if we, so the problem here is that I had made this cross parenting, while you see the correct thing would be, the default thing I think it would be to, it's easier to set up like that, is the deform head, the red one. So I'm gonna pick this thing, actually this is the deform head. I'm gonna pick all these bones here, select by color, and I'm not sure of their parent. Yeah, it's all the control head, right? Even so, some are for the forehead, so this should be on top there. Yeah, it's all wrong parents, so I'm gonna just pick them back here. You see it goes there, but this is incorrect, right? Let's go on edit mode, and with those bones selected, I'm with the active being the head bone, Control P, keep offset. Okay, nothing changed except that now these bones actually have, okay, see the actual deform head is parent to the control I key now. It always been, right? So now it didn't fix the problem, but we're starting to get something better. We're starting to reach a solution. So here all these have changed the parents there, not this, this is something else. Okay, so, and these ones are still also same mistake. So these are the eyebrows the eyebrows, they're also suffering, so I'm just gonna get them to be parent shift alt hold. I think I can just click this now. Yes, Control P, keep offset. So reparenting this correctly, and now it's still a lot messed up, right? Because of the automation system. I need to adapt, but this is far yet to be solved, because yeah, so I really want is to get all these, and I don't want them to be parented here to the mains or to the bottom, to the top, because that will be this in maximum effect of the parenting relation, which has no influence value like a bone constraint. So it's like stiff. It's like we can still work with that if we like make countering bound constraints. That's kind of bizarre and tricky. I don't find this very. Sometimes is the way to go. It can be useful. So we need to know that it can work, but it's not very clean. Many problems I think can derive from it. It's confusing, right, folks? So my new approach here, or my old approach, is just to reparent all that to actual. So this has the, yeah, it's also control all top. So some, yeah, so I think that all of them should be parented to the head bone, just as this one. So let's go back there, do this again, Shift Alt hold and left mouse click, right? The can already did that. Then click, select this one, Control P, keep offset. Okay, now I'm not sure if this will be sufficient, but yeah, no, it's not sufficient. Need to readdress the, but now the, oh, there are still some bones here that seem to be didn't changed, so don't know why. Let's do this again. So by doing this reparenting, now these bones, they don't control anything, but now all the bones here have the same parent. At least this control, all these control bones. These are not exactly control bones. They are deformed bones that can share the control thing, because sometimes we want some tweaking. Maybe I'll change that. Probably I'll change that, but change that. So what I need now to do is sort of recreate the automation setup of all these bones in relation to this, and all these bones, the bottom eye holes here, to in relation to the main control bot. So without parenting, but with another pathing, which is of the bound constraints. The solution that I'll have here to make, you see they don't have bound constraints, so just the shrink wrap with something else. So the solution here, and this already have some, the IDs, right? They have some automation in relation to these ones, right? So this I can maintain, but maybe because I've changed the parenting, maybe I'll have to make some changes. But it will look like, for these bones and for the eyebrows, it will look like, well, the eyebrows, they have some, so I just got them disabled. Let's see. Yeah, it's doing something wrong. So here basically the problem is this, the way I've done this. Yeah, so this is, I cannot explain this now, so probably I'll try to leave it like this for now. The idea is to have this be controlled by the main as well. But there's no more parenting relation, and I don't want to parent them directly, although that could be a smart solution, because actually the eye holes are so close to the shape of the eyes, so that would not be ideal for posing this, but the automation would still work from this. So yeah, so a lot of things to think here, folks, but the ideal would be to have this automation set up everywhere, and trying to forget the parenting only for the deformed bones, which are not showing here, right, to their respective control bone or something like that. Alright, folks, so there's a highlight. Maybe that helps somehow in understanding what we can do with facial rig automations. Alright, so now that I've created this big problem for myself, I need to solve this. Yeah, so let's do something here. Solo view. Interesting. Let's see. Control Shift H, Control H, hide collection, no. Alt H, no. Shift H, no. Control Shift H does nothing. This is my shortcut. Control. Aha. All right. So maybe Control Alt H. Just testing here something. Okay, this is no. All right. I'd like to unshow all, but there doesn't. So let's try this. Assign. Oh, can't. Okay, but we can add to quick favorites. All right. Not that bad. Oh, it is okay. So it depends on the mode, right? So this is. Yeah, cannot do that. All right, let's make this. There's another shortcut here of interest. So folks, Bone Manager extension, not an add-on, it was upgraded. So I'm using Blender 4.3.0 now. And there is this little star here, which is the filter thing, is the show solo thing, show solo collection. So this is like right now I had this star clicked, and you see you can unclick, click again, and it will unsolo all, I think, and unsolo just this one. So this is super useful, but I'm still learning how that works. And something that sometimes is annoying is that we maybe want to unsolo from, well, any time, right? I want to see everything or unsolo what I made. So I made a quick favorite, and you see how that will work. So basically we can have this down arrow menu here. So Bone Manager done, I pin that, I bring that to the right to the top, actually right below the 3D cursor, and then because it's so useful for rigging and animation, right? Then click that, and right mouse button click that, solo view, actually is this one that I want, unsolo all, and okay, remove from quick favorite. So you see we cannot assign a shortcut currently. I think this is unimplemented, missing, but because I've already added it, so I press Q, and here we go, unsolo all, and you get the madness of the so I don't have one for now. By the way, we need to do this for each mode, so this is a bit annoying, but sounds valuable. So you see, add to quick favorites. So pose mode has it, edit mode has it, and accidentally did it on object mode, and that also is done. So can be useful, right? Because if you have this, there we go. So super handy, right? I'm starting to like this new implementation, even though it can be perfected even more. So now I'd like perhaps to, because then we can do stuff sometimes without even looking at the, let's see, is that true? So this is located, I don't know where. Yeah, this can be somehow confusing if the bones exist in multiple places. I have no idea how this will handle it. I think this is, yeah, so I'm on pose mode here, so let's try this one. Actually, just me to verify, this master control IK head appears here in the master control, and in the center. Okay, this is an old layer, bone layer. So let's see what happens if I on pose mode add quick favorite. All right, solo visibility. All right, then you see it doesn't count that. Can I do this for another layer? No. Can I do, you see it's bound to the layer or to the bone that was selected maybe. So let's make a test here. No, it is bound to that layer, so this is very strange, right? But that is it can work. So but it's strange, right? It should be more precise, I think, more versatile, right, than that. So I'm just gonna remove here. So I just have this one. So okay, it is bound to the layer that which is different from the case of the unsolo wall, which is generic. So this still quite nice, right, folks, if we're using this. Okay, of course we can have, I believe, just checking something here. Basically, if I do this now, oh, I need to get this. So what it is doing is that yeah, you see, it doesn't, I don't need to be looking at the other layers. So this was just, so it's very important, right? So unfortunately they removed the hide all. So this is complicated, right? Because if you click that, then I don't know any other way now to, so this is annoying. But at least the solo thing won't mess up. So I'm working with the head, right? So I need this, the def head maybe, and also the control face, and that's all that I need here. This one I will solo view here. Let's just pick the head, Shift H, and now you see we can still see some other stuff there. All right, so that's it. Still improvements to make, I believe, but it's very interesting now how this is working. Tutorial on Bone Manager extension. Alright folks, so let's go back here and let's get um, to the work here of I need to fix this this face rig setup. Shouldn't be difficult. So last time I've made this automation thing. Oh yes, okay, let's do something here. I totally need, yeah, I'll have to go hardcore here folks. So show all, hide, reset everything, okay, what's happening? Oh, here, this is what's happening. So okay, reset all, then make sure you go back to the frame 0 there. Okay, then we need, yeah, because we can check from here, right? There's just the physics that are going, it's unnecessary. So here I'm gonna use some selection sets. I don't remember those things, if these are good. I'm gonna just delete those old stuff. Sorry folks, we're going to get here the selections properly. So maybe I don't need this head bone, so yeah, just in case, right? Just in case. So assign, so I'm gonna create here face upper face, yeah, upper face automation. So assign, we get then the main control stuff here, this assign, then there we go. Then we want also the control face, just checking. Okay, this doesn't lock the unhiding, so there's no feature for that, right? So this is something that they could implement, some unhide locking. Then there's an add-on that is hide steps, but it was a little buggier, and yeah, so I don't use anymore. But yeah, add-ons like a new update or auto update, I need probably to change some workflow, but that on these versions that are not also often work on, not install Blender, but return using the non-updating the portable versions, right? Alright, so here for the face, but then still when you change you'll have to handle the add-ons breaking once again, or extensions breaking. Usually the add-ons. Now I need, what I'm doing here, I need, yes, this hiding stuff, which is annoying, so let's just, let's redo this. Okay, now I'm just checking this. So I just want one side here, and they will be these bones here. Gonna assign here, and this is sufficient. So we're gonna do this. Gonna go back to the master and to the deform. Yeah, we do this. All right, now we are ready to inspect what we can do about here. Okay, so you see some intersection. This is probably because of, I don't know, yeah. So the issues here, we need to now get this back to work. All of them are parent to the head, so just gonna make sure that is true. Yes, this seems to be, but just in case, yeah, this is validated. Just double check, right? So here we need to, okay, so you see this upper face there, it's already changing, but I want to push these waves. So either I change the waves there, or I just probably is something about the waves, right? Yeah, so it's about time that I fix that. So let's get, otherwise I can't make the automation to understand properly, but this is not so simple because I'll have to, these are not the deformed bones, so I'll have to go to the forehead. I think that's it. No, okay, I cannot unhide on the, alright, now I can. So probably need some mask here, otherwise this will quickly go chaotic, right? So let's get some vertex group here on edit mode. It will be the eyes region, select, even maybe we'd expand this and that even a little more. No, let's keep like that, Shift H, there we go. And so now we need to get this let's look. So 2 weak influence, there's just 2 splines there, the 2 bendy bones, and we are having to, yeah, that's, if we check the bottom ones, this is eye whole thing. No, it's this one. Yeah, those are strong and those are pretty weak, so this is not good for the automation that I want. So have a, for the rig that I want, because, oh yeah, also what I'm doing here, let's also take off L, material, hide, and even maybe these ones. Yeah, I'll have to improve this, but this will be another. Looks like no, the eyelids is our material. Okay, so this is correct. Gonna go back there. We can hide a lot of stuff here, probably. Yes, hold on folks, just organizing my desk here. Yeah, let's hide elements of everything. Maybe I'll need for the eyes, but for now let's hide at least the eyebrow. This is dangerous, but yeah, let's maintain this. This is not the eyebrow, this is fine. It's just a bendy bone spline that will meet in the middle. I think this is safe, yeah. So what we want is more strength for this mesh when it, so that it can really deform and shape the eye hole or the forehead really in a way that is more adequate. And I'll push some waves really into the to the top lead crease there, because it will sort of be important. My calculation suggests that this will be advantageous to have this influence going until the eyelid, the border, right? The eyelid crease, exactly on the eyelid crease seam. There's a seam just for better visualization. So here we won't be able to so I think this is okay, but I'm a bit concerned about what will happen behind the head. Maybe I want to more no, we can leave like that. I think that will work. So you see, we have very strong waves now focused on that part. Let's hope that, well, let's not only hope, let's make sure that this will, yeah, this is much better now, even though I'm not even posing the correct bone, right? This is the bone to be posed. Okay, this is just one. And the reason why it is failing is because I need to adapt the same waves here to the ghost muzzle. There's a ghost face. I need to bring this new revamped wave paint into the face ghost, which is a dummy model, dummy mesh that is behind. Xavier Bonnet, welcome, Mr. Xavier. So hey, M8, you got a Discord server? Well, it's a good question. I thought about making a Discord server for some rigging stylized 3D animation projects, right? But I don't know, moderating sort of, I think I'm not ready for all this stuff, extra work, but it will be interesting if one day. I know one other channel, however. There's this guy here, I'm into this inside this channel, there's some guy called Philo. It's a rigging, this rigger here with has this Philo Viver here. He has a Discord channel for rigging. If you're interested, well, you can. I think he's on some of the Discord Blender channels, but I can, if you're interested, if you rig and you're interested, you can ask him directly. You can mention that I have said, or you just add me in Discord. It's here. I think it's this thing. Yeah, maybe that works. So that's you. Then I can probably, yeah. Or if you have any idea, feel free. Can chat with me directly in Discord, right? Or but also I can have you get inside that Discord channel. I think that would be no problem. Yeah, so for now, no Discord channel for entire Discord server. Sorry, yeah, but that will be something for the future. A plausible idea. Shouldn't be too difficult, right? But then there is this moderation thing, right? Rules, and must make sure anyone, there won't be any issues, right? Right, let's just add here. And I think here maybe this is, no, this is not, oh yeah, it is working, so I can push this here. Let's just blur in a low level here. Compare. Okay, that seems to be good. Let's blur this a little more here. You see that this is bad, so I'm gonna expand this towards here. Maybe here we can blur a little more. Nice to know. I was just doing your tongue rigging tutorial. Oh, that one, the new one from a couple of days ago. I have a few problems adding it to my full body armature. I'm gonna elaborate on a PM to that user. Yes, so try to add me. It should work. Otherwise, yeah, just thinking about how the... Yeah, because that tutorial didn't show how that would be implemented to the melt rig. So this is can be a complicated trick because the jaw, right? The jaw thing, right? So there is this tutorial. Maybe this helps. There is a... Maybe it relates because you have the jaw. It's Joy Carlino. Do you know this? This tutorial, easy melt rigging. So it's like, it's a bit long, but it's very, very precise. And the thing that is important is here when he goes for the jaws, this separation. So I believe that the tongue needs to be parented or sort of follow up the jaw, right? Or the bottom arcades, not necessarily the bottom lip or the top lip as it's here, but some sort of structure for the jaw. So maybe this relates to the problem. I was also here myself facing some limitations about how this will handle, but this is according to a bigger topic, which is the specifics of the melt rigging the muzzle rigging that I was doing for this character. But there is the tongue rig just like on that tutorial, and something that I didn't mention there because I didn't learn at that point, but I'll add a continuation, like a separate content, which is how to, instead of making a partial fake key thing for bendy bone splines, why not, or sequence of bendy bone splines, why not make then full key, right? Full key, real key, full key. So this is totally possible, and there are different ways to do it. The conventional way, of course, is the terrible spline key bone constraint, which use a curve object, super complicated to make, but it holds some interesting features, but it's not necessary. Usually we can, now in Blender bendy bones, we can make with special setups. There are barely any content about that, so that's why I'm gonna make that. We can have the bendy bone splines automated, not automated, but we can have the real inverse kinematics on bendy bone splines sequence, right? Or just one spline with either with key bone constraint or with auto key option, which is here. It's a posing, yeah, it's not here, it's on pose mode. Auto key option, I was showing right before. Auto key option here. So this one, these two options as an alternative to spline key bone constraint, which is also inverse kinematics, and also maybe a much easier feature to achieve than the partial fake key rig setup, right? That one of that tutorial. But the cool thing of that other is that it's okay. It's like it's fake key, it's partial, but like you got the job done and you don't need to conflict. Sometimes inverse kinematics can be conflicting, so this is why it's still an interesting idea. But for this character, for example, yeah, the tongue is there somewhere, but doesn't matter. So I want to check the changes. So just so that you know, right, this is the let's get here. There is a spine here that not that spine, this is the deformed spine, but okay, that can work. So I have this is no partial I key here. I had before. This is auto I key for the spine. So this is crazy, right? This is a inbuilt option for Blender 3D animation side Blender. I've been making some highlights on this thing. So this is super cool, but it doesn't totally substitute the I key bound constraint for certain features such as this pinning stuff, right? Pin hand, pin feet, right? But it allows other things. So if I were to make a I key bound constraint on the head, I've tried. This is kind of more complicated because it will start to affect. Might be possible, but no wonder why there's no one talking about that. But you see, I have I key. This I think is the eyebrows. I have I key on the spine, and I have this is even beyond this. This is noobish. Let's show the real thing here. There's a control skeleton here. This is the real and this is a control skeleton. And this is always using auto I key option, so inverse kinematic. So you see, you can have the tongue just like that. So real I key, and you can pose the tongue from any part, right? It's just that instead, so the bendy bone spline sequence must be different for that to work. In the case of I key bone constraint, the bones, they need to be on an F key chain, but they can be parented offset. In the case of I key bone constraint, the one that I'm using for the spine here, which is affecting the arms also, it's the bones must be parent connected. So you see, so it's a full connected chain there, even though the handles, this is the tricky part, the handles, they are different. Oh no, the handles are automatic for this. Yeah, they are. Okay, this is more complicated because this reached this intersection, but this is just a special thing, doesn't matter. What we have is that to have this layering, which is kind of more complicated. Yeah, the stretch to bond constraint. So this is the crazy thing. This the deformation rig, which is lower hierarchy, will have a stretch to bone constraint to a twig spine. We don't see here, but it's twig spine. I think it's here. And of course, this twig spine could be here. It could be these bones instead, but we've got a few more features here. So then the stretch to bone constraint, of course, it cannot be on the same chain. The bendy bone is parented into, right? It needs to go something else, somewhere else. And in this particular case, it is going. So this is showing another tutorial, and that subtly expressed this idea. And that allows to have this full I key thing, but it's not just full I key. This more versatile, because there is, for the I key, auto I key option, we have the, let's get here something, we have the auto I key length, which you can just scroll the mouse, and 0 is infinite until there is no more connected parents, right? And you can pick any bone and grab. If you don't grab, if you rotate, it's just F key, forward kinematics. But if you grab the bone, it's immediately I key chain. The bone becomes I key chain, and whichever that follows connected to it is suffers then start on the chain length, auto I key length that was chosen. So I just want one. There we go. And these all respect the inverse kinematics panel here, these settings, in case you have limit something, you have stiffness, you have some lock, it's all, we have something here, I guess. Yeah, we have here for, anyways, yeah, so there's some crazy thing we can do, and that is the, this is something I want to address, how to adapt now the tone, right, to make the full I key, real I key thing. But the other method, I think it's interesting, it is just different, it's just maybe it's old school method. And this is the new school method, in my opinion. So let's get here the, what am I doing here? I need to go back to the problem of the face automation. So I have already know that I have this pose. Now it's select, I always confuse that. Bone selection, Shift T, upper face automation, there we go. Alright, hold on folks, let's make some cleanup here. And yes, yeah, this. Alright, how to achieve this? So I have, let's start with the simple stuff. The eyebrows should be, oh, I was wave painting those things, right? Yeah, totally. These are the control. Right, I need to bring this to the, yeah, I think I finished that wave painting. So I need to bring this to the ghost muzzle, which is, yeah, I need to remember ghost muzzle, ghost face, the whole thing. Interesting idea to combine them, but if I could just do this right, retransfer just the vertex groups that I want, yeah, that will be game changer. Copy vertex group. It's like a transfer yeah, it's like a transfer thing. Yeah, it's actually a transfer thing. So I think we can achieve this. Oh, hold on. Object transforms. Mirror. I think I've just figured out something here about the transfer waves operation. It is that if I get, I'll have to bring this here. Alright, it is, the wire, gonna bring the face. Okay, so the name of these bones, they are called I have to, it's forehead, this forehead, simple, just two different bones. Let's just double check this wave here. Yeah, maybe I was trying to finish this smoothing here. Push this a little more there. Okay, that should be fine. Now I need to try this. So the ghost face there, which is slightly behind, which might be a mistake. Maybe it needs to be more. I have to unhide all. I need to see what is the separate ghost muzzle face. Vertex group, so it's at the bottom. Vertex face separator. Sounds accurate. Doesn't include the nose. We can include this if I just reduce the waves from that, right? So that shouldn't hurt, just reducing the waves. So I'm gonna duplicate what I'm doing. I don't need to do this. The approach that I'm doing is different now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to try to use the operation. So I need to make this selectable. Transfer vertex data. Wave paint mode. Don't want any mask here. Waves. Let's save here. Let's make an iteration. Transfer waves. Yes. Object transform. Oh yes, indeed. Oops. Okay. I know this. So evaluate source of destination mesh in global space. Now we want here. We don't want this. Now I know what is this. Appears in data transfer modifier. That might not be a perfect transfer, but that should work. Vertex groups, yes. Okay, create data. Oh, I can do this, but alright, it doesn't matter. Let's get then source layer. So this is what gets complicated. Which layer to transfer in case of multi-layers type? Active layer. No active layer here. So this is what, replace. Destination layer, might be 1 by 1, is the forehead, right? So I need to, it's on the top, right? So forehead 1 1 1/1 forehead, just the left side, an active layer that is by order, match targeted to affect by order indices. I don't have by name, so they will adapt by name, they recognize the same names. Match target data layer to affect by name. Ah, alright. So that means that was transferred, right? We'll see. I remember the wave paint that I had there. It's just this one mix factory. Okay. So let's address this now. Go here and just gonna select these two bones. Actually, this whole one here. Let's go on wave paint mode. Hide this one. No, it didn't. Oh, it transferred. Yes. Good shit. It worked. Maybe it's not exactly the same. So I suffered so much to figure this out. Now I figured, okay, so now we can do this thing. Now you see that this is strong because now the ghost face is, so I don't need to recreate the data. There's some artifacts going on there. Maybe because we still need to do for the rest of the mirror modifier, right? It's disabled, so that affects. That words a highlight, very useful. I hope I just don't make a mistake about the transform, object transform. Okay, so let's get here. I'm gonna save. I'm gonna just reopen so that the adjust last operation region is reset, which sometimes is annoying, right? So let's make the highlight here, folks. That is, oh, I'm using this stuff right all the time. So folks, check this. Took me a while to figure out how that worked. This is data wave transferring waves, right? So basically I have this face mesh, the body mesh, right? And then I have a ghost face mesh behind, which is a concept that is used in rigging face usually. And melt rig, the universal sonic melt rig, is used only for the muzzle. I was using for the eyes, then I realized that, oh, that can also use for the forms of the, just like the universal sonic melt rig does for the muzzle shapes, cheekbone and other stuff. So we can, so the problem is that I have made some modifications in the waves of the face mesh. And this is very annoying because if I have this changes here, like I've made these new waves here for oh, there's a badly positioned. Okay, so I don't care now, right now, I just want a demonstration. So and you see that, let's hide the body here, and you see that this is an old one, so I need to make them match. So instead of go on taking all the, which is time consuming and annoying, there's no automation for that, picking all the face mesh here. I have even a vertex group only specialized for that. In the end it is called vertex face separator. So you see that I shift D, P selection, and then had to rejoin this thing into the yeah, super complicated stuff, then delete the old geometry, whatever. So instead of doing this, why not just transfer in the waves? Well, because it is not so simple. You want to transfer not all the waves, although we could. No, I just want one single wave, right? Why not? So actually two vertex groups, right? So the way to achieve that is by just doing this. So I don't care, I just need to know it's a bone called this, the form forehead 001, the left and the right. Because I have mirror modifier, I just do the left side. So what I do here, I go on object mode, select these two objects here, go on wave paint mode, and here what I need to do, the 001 was already transferred, so I need apparently to do one by one. There's not a collection of vertex groups that you can do yet, as of yet. So waves, transfer waves operation, then, yes, this is in front, hold on folks, oops, so this is in front, forgot about this, the screencast keys. Let's move it here, right? Just for now. So vertex groups, yes, transfer vertex group. Nearest, oh, we can maybe nearest face interpolated, maybe should be better. Then object transforms, because they are not matching exactly here, because the ghost face dummy model, this mesh object is, the mesh is behind, is below, it has been shrinked. So maybe I just disable this. This just as in the data transfer modifier. It's a evaluate source of destination mesh in global space. Now we want to disable this. I think this is the correct thing. So it will transfer based on the original positions without any. Yeah, let's start to. Okay, maybe it's not the best case scenario to do this, but that should work in the end. So here what I do, I already know which is the destination layer. So by name, I need to change this. I pressed home to, well, here we have some problems. So I'm just gonna look for the deformed bone that I want. That's why they have this def number thing. So it's the foreheads left 002. And now source layer also by name. So that means match target data layers to affect by name. So because the two mesh objects have the same vertex group name, so these get matched by name, and it will replace the source, which is the body, will source by name, right, matching name, to the destination layer of the, so that should be how we transfer a single one way to do that. And so if you remember well correctly, if we go here now, you see that low waves here is no more. Now this is fully matching, or maybe not full, maybe there are some. So the best way would be to really reduplicate, do all the steps to regenerate that ghost mesh from the original, right? But now because the mesh of the body face, part of it is using some shrink wrap modifier. So this is, I call the forehead upper face, right? Upper face shrink wrap. So this is offset. Yeah, there's some offset based on the shrinking operation that I've used for this mesh, you know, vertex faces shrink. Well, it's somewhere, I think it's mesh transform. Yeah, so you select all, then shrink, flatten, transform, shrink, flatten, Alt S, right? So you can do this. Right now it is already shrink wrapped, so that's why this is happening. It's funny, but you can shrink to a certain value, so you can then let's say 0.02 if it was originally copied, duplicated, and joined into the mesh, right? I'm not gonna show all the details. So, anyways, so what I have here is that we can now have the yeah, so this, you then match this, that will help things, maintain things organized. This is using a target vertex group only for the mesh affected by this object modifier. So this is just some mesh here of the upper face that is being shrink wrapped to this. Of course, this vertex group has certain shrink wrap forehead. Yeah, it could be upper face, even the name. So this vertex group is something like that. You see why this is going mad, right? Is because probably we need some, unlock this, and we need some retakes here, which is not work out. There's some very strong waves here, right? So this is a lot of imperfections here, but we can play with this and start fixing. Oh, it's still locked. Okay, so there's the mirror modifier also, folks. Alright, maybe there's something else. So anyways, this is the idea how to transfer a single that's strange, never seen that before. Subdivision going crazy, right? Anyways, folks, that was the highlight. Alright, so something happened as I was editing, so I'm gonna just load here because too many bad things happened. Let's just retransfer that, right? Yeah. Or let's do the right thing at this point, even though... now, let's first fix the mistake of getting... Let's first fix this mistake here. Hide head, maybe that is better. Yes. Shift H. Let's bring this screencast to the side again, right? And now re-wave paint this thing properly. Yeah, so this is the mistake, of course. Very stupid. Is that the bone? Is, yeah, it's on some other, but it really should be about here because this is the where the mesh needs to move more to the bottom, right? So here, yeah, why not have this, right? And this is because of the interaction with the muzzle ghost. So maybe I can have this other threshold. Why not, right? That might be a good idea. Alright, and now let's fix this one. And I have limitations here, so I'm gonna cheese what they've done to this new version. Because the brush has disappeared. Right, so here we're going to this is going too far, right? So no, it is not going too far. Instead, okay. So I'm gonna just do this here. And reinforce there. So the continuation here, maximum waves. It doesn't become black, right? The position of these bones is probably bad, right? They should probably be matching the eyebrows. Most likely. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna try to get all these. Let's test. Okay, this seems to be nice. Yes, this is good. Have some rogue waves there. This part need to reinforce. Yeah, so you see this can get some expansions. Here we have some difficulty. We'll use this thing to just push this a little more, but there's this is the ghost mesh there that is creating some interference. I believe it should be nice to have some influence here, but very subtle. Here it is important, and I think that that will be it. We can, of course, testing is very important for this. Yes, interesting deforms. Okay, and then for the ear, maybe I should, I want to try to delete those. So that should be actually more simple. Let's just select these vertices, maybe even this, and then we go back on wave paint mode. We get the mask here, and we Control X, and so we invert, Control I. Then maybe here we can just complete here, just touching the ear, and this is the upper part that is good enough. So here, from this work, I believe it is plausible to get this hold on, separator of the face and hide everything. We see that we've lost some. Okay, we got this. I will include the nose tip here. We're gonna just change the shrink wrapping. Gonna shift the P. Then I'm gonna get this body mesh will be, we go here, we're gonna clearly let's just check how is the topology here. There was a nose, all right. There is this. Okay, I'm gonna copy that. It will be here. It's all messed up, so gonna delete all that from the ghost muzzle. Let's then bring this into the object, face ghost, ghost muzzle, ghost face, Control J, active. Now it is regenerated, but there is a hole in the mouth. We don't want that, so we need to fix that by just adding this here. Then we can Control Shift Alt, bad solution. Let's hide this. Control Shift Alt. Select this, and yeah, this is interesting. It's not clear, right? Quick tip. So folks, look what we can do here. I want to add edge crease to this, so why not then Control Shift left mouse button click there. Okay, but then we have all these other selections, so okay, no problem. Hide this one, this edge, then see, then we got the edge selection, then Control Alt left mouse button click, then Shift Alt here, and Shift Alt again left mouse button click here, then Shift E. Yeah, you can have some value, but the values that I've used by default is 0.3. Enter. So now they are matching. Edge crease there. Okay, it's all 0.3. Okay, so this is an unhide. So this is a how to use, when to use this combination of features. So very interesting. Sometimes it might be worth to have practice in this. Can save some time and can allow new things to be achieved. Alright, so here we got this face closed, this mouth hole closed, but it's not very smooth, right? So I'm gonna just instead GG, try to make this more right, smoother. GG, and we can, yeah, this can just smooth this whole thing. That sounds fine. It's a bit distorted, GG, but it looks sufficiently good in the end. So alright, then this is the new, I don't need this slide, this is so annoying, right? So remove unused, delete, I don't need any material for this. Also shape keys, there are, yeah, we need to take off the lip. This is for the universal sonic mouth rig, so just take this, delete totally that. So maintaining this is tough, right? It's hard work if you have to do all the time like I'm doing. So here we don't need this stuff, I think. Deltas, yeah, those probably we don't need. They could help, but I think I didn't see that, so we're just gonna delete all this. Just gonna keep the, not even the anatomic lip, so just the puff cheeks. And hold on, is there any change to the mesh there? Yeah, there is. So maybe it's not a terrible idea for the coherence of the puff cheeks, which are built on top of that, but already the mesh that I've done is different, so it's yeah, it's maybe it's not relevant. This will still activate. So let's see here. Nice to know. I was just doing your tone. No, this is the same. Your rig is awesome. Thanks. Keep up the work. I'm gonna try to fix my rig. Good night, mate. Yeah, mate. Now I read this. So thanks for. Feel free to ask. Yeah, bring the question, and take care. Happy blending there. See you around, bro. Xavier. Good luck on the face rig, I guess, that you're making the project. Alright, so let's get here and continue. We need the... I'll have some problems there, some bones that were not... Alright, so what I think I can do here, I need to remember what I was trying to do. Okay, one thing was that adaptation, right? So these bones don't control anything, right? So they are limited. We need to get the control bones for that. On the control face. Alright, and so I'm gonna change the positioning of these bones. You also look for the eyebrows, just to see if they are not too differently positioned. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, you're gonna snap this onto the face. We don't need to be looking at the Universal Sonic Mal rig here. I'm gonna hide, hide here. Not even need that, just this. So I'm gonna pick this, Control Shift, okay, this. Snapping, didn't I make a shortcut for that? Ah, Control Shift G is already taken, right? Of course. But it's not the Z. What I'm doing. This is the other girl-less. It's the backslash. There we go. Control backslash, or this girl-less thing, which doesn't appear here. Now we got here, we want face. In the case of bones, we're gonna pick this, gonna pick medium, and we're gonna try to match these bones on edit mode to. So so it was on here, right? Gonna pick this, gonna try to match there. I don't know why they are jumping like that. Maybe it's something about the medium point. No. Okay, so we can move, but we cannot rotate. Otherwise they will unmatch. And for the last one, yeah, so this is why you need medium point. Gonna try to match here. Let's look at this. Alright, we can roll here a little. Let's pick these two in sync, and these ones too. So just some simple alignment here. So these don't need to be perfect. Just pick these two, rotate a little here. Pick these two, the bone itself rotate a little. Yeah, this seems to be alright. Now maybe this is okay, so sounds good, but we need to fix the stretch tool. Original length, reset. So there we go. Something is being a problem here for the snap. Okay, I know what's going on. The first take off the snapping. Looks like that these eyelashes are I need to pull them forward, the mesh of the eyelashes, right? Cannot have them gluing into the... Yeah, okay, so there's a way to prevent indeed. How do I do that? Yeah, so this is not good. Maybe I just need to push forward this mesh, which might look weird for the character design, but yeah, it's causing so much trouble, so I think that shouldn't be too much problem. Let's do this and smooth, move up, move a bit more forward. Okay, let's try now. Yeah, it's still a problem. Alright, so here this is something peculiar to this character design. So let's see. The eyebrow, there are some strange artifacts going in the eyes, but maybe it's because the eyes are not showing. Yeah, so some stuff that I'll need to check there indeed. Oh yes, but I need to focus on the automation issues that were going on. Yeah, so just fixing this will help. So these ones seem to be working fine, except for the crazy automation when it comes to the head. Like if I get here, we start to have some critical problems, right? The bones start to get displaced in ways that will just... You see what's happening to that. So no, it's not good, right? So we need to readdress this. So how to solve these automations? Okay, first, this seems to be working in relation to... They have an old system. No. Oh yes, this is the deprecated system. This is not necessarily, this is the newer system, but it was the problem after the change. So here we need to change this stuff. So by default, can I have a sequence of transforms? I think I can. So let's do something like that. Copy transforms to, before the shrink wrap, we want local space and local space and not replace before original, and we want maybe a lesser influence. So now okay, so it is as it is, but now it is suffering this. You see that it is carrying the other bones despite any parenting relation. Yes, so that is the way to go. Let's make the highlight start. Alright folks, got the solution here for remaking of the setup. So basically this main here is just controlling this bone, but not through parenting. Nothing is parent to the main, to control main bone, because I don't want anything to have this full parenting transforms, because they are just they are not very flexible. Even though it's good for rigging, it's bad for the automation. So instead, everything there go parented to the deform head bone, not this control IK bone. Even this one, so it's all having the same parent, of course, except these deform bones here, the bendy bones, which is another story, so I'm not bothering with them now. So what I do now is that I need to set automation targeting this, but the other bones, they don't need to target it, the bones that are lowest in the hierarchy. Like these ones, they are forehead helper bones. We can maybe pose them as tweakers, but in principle they are deformed bones. They are automated by this. So how come without parenting we can do that? It's just that, for example, this one doesn't have any relation to that. So instead, what I do, let's redo what I've done here. So I'm gonna click here, select this one, shift select, control shift C, then we add a copy transforms bone constraint. It is full here, it's default stuff, which is not good. Let's bring this above. The shrink wrap bone constraint is for something else, so it go later. It's for the eye thing. Here is the, okay, first we want the mix to go on before original full. Of course this doesn't work with very well with worst space or pose nor pose spaces, so we need to change this to local with local space with own orientation. So it's using its own axis, the owner bone here, the one getting the bone constraint, then owner local space. Okay, so nothing new here. What happens is that as I pose this, now it is following, but not exactly as a parent. It's just the not having some rotational features that will, ballistic rotation, that doesn't matter. We can mimic it, but it's not the case here. We can mimic if you just do a custom space and target the same here, target the armature, then the same stuff here. So we got the ballistic rotation. You see, by rotating this one, we got this bone is rotating, it's pivoting. It's not just rotating like just pure rotation, no, it's moving and rotating. So see, this is rotating in place, this, right, is rotating in place. And by having this mix before original, local space, or this can sometimes can be changed to local space or a local with parity. It depends on the setup, but in this case I believe this will be the correct thing to do. I'm checking the offset here. Maybe this will be better local space. No, no way. So it's a local space with orientation indeed. And yeah, so this bone doesn't have the ballistic rotation, but maybe we would like it to have. It's I think no, I think this is good enough. And if we add it, it said it's register what we have done previously. This probably would need some different thing here though. Yeah, local space. So this is kind of nice too. Maybe it's even better because it's the central bone. This pivoting can be of some help. This is super powerful setup, by the way, folks. So I'm making it transparent. This is nice too. Like both things work, but the rotation of the other was a bit more interesting. So I think for at least for the one in the center, we want this kind of control. And local parent, if we have some parenting relation, but that could cause some issues if we pose the head. I don't know. We need to check. Yeah, so you see, this is sometimes can be dangerous. So maybe I didn't finish. Yeah, something is happening because we need to fix the other stuff. But you see, this can sort of work already. So this is how we can, and you can stack many of those, right? They are not replacing, right? So this is like crazy, and this still allows the bone to pose. So this is the fake parent. This can vary, right? But this is the fake parent setup, and in this case, you see, I forgot the most important even. We can have to reduce the influence, right, of this. All these stuff that are going on now, they are reduced in influence. This is what we'd like to have the parents to do by default in Blender, but it's not the case. So this is the master technique of fake parenting through bone constraints. I've checked. Yeah, this is so powerful. You have no idea what this allows us to do. Let's do this later. Yeah, for now this is enough, right? Oh, by the way, for the side ones, maybe I don't want them to be ballistic rotating, like you say, maybe because these areas are columns, so they'll, by moving to the sides, they'll maybe easily disrupt this. Same for the outer side. So it's just for the central area, which seems to be the central areas where that might be more interesting to have this setup, right? Of course, there's all the other bones here, which we'll have to re-see. You see, I have stacking here, but these are a bit old setups, and so I need to recheck everything. But that's the idea, folks. Hope you can learn something useful from this. Alright, folks, so here we start to get some job done in this automation. Good. By bone constraints, without parenting, we are getting those things done, right? So here, I don't know which is be the ideal influence here, so we're gonna just... So you see this, we don't want the custom space. Yeah, I probably don't. So you see, maybe I can add this to the highlight. Alright, let me show you the difference here. So you see this one already has an automation. So the automation here is only through bone constraints, no pathway, no parenting, except for the head, but there's something else, the deformed head, not the control IK head. So anyways, what I need here, I'll just to show you, this is the simpler setup. See, it rotates in place, so you see it's interesting, it's elegant what it does to the wall there. Some sort of, maybe we want maybe lesser influence even. But now imagine that I wanted to do just as this pure, the fake parenting. So owner, custom space, then target the armature, then target the same bone, which is this one, right? So the same. And now, well, I think something, I forgot something. Ah, forget, it didn't target this. Is for the 3D viewport editor. Okay. Now, if I have this, you see what these rotations can do, can deliver. Not, it's too powerful, right? Too much deformation, so you don't really want the ballistic rotations everywhere just because you can. No. Also, we probably will have to change this adapt, right? But even so, you see, this is not, of course, this is a terrible rotation, but it's not super, I think it's dangerous, right, for these side bones. So you just want, this is actually a eye hole tweak bones, right? They eye hole contour, right? And they are actually handle bones for the some bendy bone spline sequence that is looping around, right? So exactly they're following the, okay, so anyways, just showing here. So basically you don't want this here. This is why. Let's get the basic setup. I probably want to delete this stuff here. Let's see if we bring back the armature, the bone target is still there, so no, ignore that. So just local space, so simple stuff here. That also works better. So now I need to reproduce this automation for all of these bones, maybe even reduce this influence a little more, so you have, I don't know actually if more or less. So here I have to investigate. So this one is nearly as apparent, and the others are still awaiting the new setup. So you see, all the parenting go to the head, deformed head bone. This allows us to avoid having to suffer from direct parenting, which is a lazy setup that works, but it doesn't, it's not very elegant, and it's sort of, we can still fix that if we make counter transforms with invert. That is, it works, but it can be a bit annoying and especially confusing. So I only use such techniques, inversion techniques, for this counter parenting effect if really that would be the only way to go, or it would have some meaningful advantage. Otherwise, no thanks. So that's it, folks. Alright, so now let's do a, yeah, maybe I should complete these setups here, right? So let's just here use this copy thing here. So copy attributes extension, right, was upgraded to an extension for Blender, the new system of add-ons. Copy selected constraint, just the copy transforms. We're gonna bring this, we're gonna change the target. No, the target is the same, but we need to bring this here. And the influence, maybe that varies. Let's reset first. Nothing changes here, so let's see. Yeah, this is nice. Maybe we want this one a little stronger. We don't want to be looking at the deformed bones. So this control now, this sort of simplifies because I have this automation for all of them if I want, so I don't need to create some cross, which also work, cross transforms between between them, each one of them, one affects the other, although that is useful. But then we can, my idea, one of the ideas that I was having lately was to achieve that through a special inverse kinematics feature, and that is like still a work in progress, but the idea here I think is starting to form. Well, what does that mean is that we would have this chain here. Maybe I could address here indeed, so let's try this. This will be a little like the spline key bone constraint setup rig effect. Inverse kinematics, where is the eye holes, right? So you have these chains here, they are parent disconnected, so to solve that we're gonna make this differently. We are gonna get, there is one limitation though, is that, okay, I'm gonna make a split here in the file. I'm gonna even change the name here because this is a bit dangerous. I'm gonna call it eye hole B bones eye hole auto eye key, yeah. Let's open that. And I want to, yeah, so the rig cannot loop, so I need to decide, maybe I'll have to make double, yeah, so this might change something else, so this is why this is risky. So I already know what I need to do. I need to change first the target here and the parent. So the parent is simpler. Let's pick all this and all this and shift H. That's it. No. Okay, shift G, but extend. There we go. Shift H. Then okay, let's do what we can from now. So let's say that this will be the beginning. Their handles is here, so I'm gonna change the parenting first. I'll need also that here. Let's hide this. Right, so I'm gonna change the parenting system. I'm gonna parent this one to here. Keep no, not keep offset, connected. This one to here, connected. Let's try here. We're just gonna split here, connected and connected. Okay, so we have a splitting. Then we're gonna change the target of the stretch to this one. This doesn't change. All right. Oh, the targets here are the same. All right, this is fine. So you see, this is still working. But there is a problem. I would have to look at the chains in this case. Or I'd have to make extra system. I have to change the way these bones are located, right? Okay, but anyways, I need to change the system here. So we're gonna get everything here, actually except for this. So all this will be no, this, okay, this certainly we change to automatic. We ignore the other targets. This one end handle will become it doesn't have the parent in the end, so it becomes absolute, but the start will be automatic. And as for these ones, their start is wrong, but their end is automatic. All right. So now we have this structure here, where this is not good yet because I don't want to be. You see what I can do here? There is auto I key, so we can sort of have some crazy interaction, but this is not the way to go. I'm going to scale this from origin individual. Gonna have to match these tails on there. I say that we'll have probably to reposition some bones there, but alright, then I get this one. It's hard to pick a detail, or I can just do this, right? Move there. And you can pick this. Why I can't? Okay, it's too small, so I'm gonna pick just the tail and move there. Just the tail, but first here, move there, and then alright, then now of course these rolls are all incorrect. Or maybe not. No, they are okay. Then I need to do the same thing here. So connected. Here I'm not sure, so I'm gonna leave like that. Connected and connected. And this, the bottom one, might have an inversion. So what this is doing is that now I can auto I key this, but you see that it has some scaling limitations, and it's not doing exactly, so I have some. If I were to complete I need to be carefully thought, and so maybe here we let's try just parenting here first. It's very awkward. So maybe we need some that here, maybe some stretch too, because it's no actually let's also got this in the wrong order. Okay, I need to reset that. Something went wrong here that I don't know. Yeah, so some bone stretching might be useful for the loops, but some others might not. I think so. This is the awkward thing that happens in the spline key bone constraints. So the bones, they are able to stretch in the key chain. So this creates this. Yeah, so it's very awkward. And of course, there are some controls. It's just good for certain parts of the rig, right? So, oh, this is needs to go on the end, right? It's a special case. Yeah, so I don't know how to handle this thing, but can be interesting to create some it's just super awkward. So I don't know what will be a good setup. This will require more investigation, folks. So okay, do you see there seems to be some potential because you get this inverse kinematics going on, and but it's just one direction, right? So it's not super versatile, it's still not super versatile, so it must be in something that would make more sense. So here we can of course try to just reparent this connected and Shift H. Let's maybe get this so we have some problems that the curvature, the bone doesn't stretch sometimes, and we need the stretching to happen from the alto I key, right? So it is being of course negated by some bone constraint, the stretch to then, because this is going to another bone layer, right? So here maybe, I don't know if it has anything to do with that, but there's the I key stretch, maybe that. No, I can't seem to be able to stretch this. Through this setup, right? So the way to stretch this would be not even the stretch to here is helping. How to make the bendy bone change its in a connected parenting relation like that. Stretch to this one, but this one it doesn't allow it to stretch, so maybe volume variation, no. This volume, it's probably not anything like this, something about the bone length. Alright, so maybe it's because of this one that doesn't have the structure to stretch. Yeah, so it would need like to stretch to something like, I don't know, stretch to, which is super crazy, right? But then yeah, so it's like a X supercontroller, but then we don't have the auto I key, right? We'll have to yeah, so I'm using the auto I key with this, and at the same time I'm stretching. So this can go crazy. It's it's kind of complicated, but you see we can, something is conceivable, but I don't know. I doubt that it's not required, right? There will be ways that it's an open field, this stuff, right? So anyways, folks, let's go back here. Let's also save this madness here, but let's return to our, yeah, so I don't want to be making this here. Just overly complicated. We are okay with this. The one thing that I could do is to have this handle bones to be some sort of tweak, make them into tweak, right? Tweak or bones, so we can have more control. Their orientations will be better. That will have many advantages apparently, but it's very subtle thing in this case. I think we can keep stuff simpler here. So let's just conclude here this automation, the basic of it. So we have this set, this set, this set. So I'm gonna just retransfer, right, one by one. Yeah, so just yeah, so for because they have something in common, this one is the center, so we're just gonna do copy transforms. This one we do this, copy transforms, and this one will be here. Then we just symmetrize them. We need to change the targets, of course. So the target here for all them three. Alright, so for all them three will be Control V, Alt Enter. Okay. This needs to be moved individually. This we're gonna also copy here. That's the only remaining thing, I guess. And now there's the influence, the influences. Alright, so we're gonna have to check what is better. So here, let's see. So the center one has, yeah, this can be the same influence, that's fine. Then this one, maybe it's too much, so we're gonna reduce. Maybe actually this one we can reduce a little, and this one even more. Then the other one here, maybe we can also reduce. Yeah, now this is good. The rest, the eyelash is something apart, the eyelid, so this is, it's something that I need to retake, but okay, they seem to have been cleared out now. Yeah, so this is the automation for these bones. So I'm gonna just resymmetrize these ones. And now this has gone to, well, Okay, let's I think I've made a mistake, so edit mode, symmetrize. There we go. I think I select all bones so they wouldn't know where to symmetrize to which direction. So alright, so here we got this. Next step would be to the eyelash. It's have some automation already. They inherited this bone constraint from these ones. They just transferred them and made some adaptation, but it seems to be working. But we'll have to. Oh, there's this little problem there. This is wave painting, right? I have to address that later. Here we see we have problem with the eyebrow, so the eyebrow would be the next thing to address here. But I think I've been already doing this for too long, folks, so let's consider this it for today. We're making improvements in this face rig and not mouth rig at least, so going forward I just want to to get good expression. The eye, we cannot, and the forehead, all this stuff that are very very crucial. So not body yet, but I promise I won't be doing this eyes rig for too long. So I don't need to complete it. It's just fixing what is broken essentially, and finding the proper setup, and then the extra details like we'll do later. So my plan is like still on this week, maybe tomorrow, even if I'm lucky enough. Tomorrow we'll go for the body, or if not, Friday. Yeah, and that should be better. So that's it, folks. Thanks for watching. Hope that was inspiring and useful. This is a weekday project, so every day I do this stream on character rigging, and I'm about to finish this character. Yes, so maybe a couple of weeks now. The way I'm doing this might take even until maybe before next the end of the year. That will be awesome, but we'll got pretty close if we don't complete. So this is why I need to rush a little, and maybe I should start doing this stream also on weekends to rush this, push forward all these details. So that's it, folks. Thanks for watching. Take care and happy blending. See ya any other time you'd like. See ya, folks.